Hello everyone, I'm Denise Love, and today is an art haul day, and I got some fun goodies that we're going to check out. So let's get started. So if you've been around my channel for any length of time at all, you know I love getting new art supplies. Probably my favorite moment is going to the mailbox or seeing the delivery man at my door bringing me a new box of something. So today I have a different kind of unboxing. I was gifted some art supplies from Paul Rubens, and I cannot wait to try them out. So let's go ahead and open this package and see what goodies they sent. Okay, so they have sent us a 20 sheet package of 140 pound cold press watercolor paper, and it's super reasonable. This ranges in the $18 or so range for 20 sheets, so that's not bad at all, because if I get one of the other brands, I'm usually spending $22, $25 per pad, so that's a great price. I'm loving that they sent that so that we can experiment on it. The other thing that they sent that I'm very excited about is their artist level watercolors in 36 colors. And what I love about these is they are using ultra pure pigments. They're made of extra fine gum arabic. They're primary toner materials have higher transparency, so you have greater overlay effects, and they're great for color mixing and the color blooming out very beautifully. So I'm actually really excited to try these out. These are very reasonable too. If you get like the 24 piece set, it ranges around $60, and if you get the 36 colors, the range was around $80. And what I love about that, and these are the 5 mil tubes, so that makes it a little over $2 a tube. And you know, if you get some other watercolors in the 5 mil size, I've easily spent, you know, $10, $12, $15 for some watercolors. So I love the pricing of these, and they'd be not very expensive for a lot of colors to play and experiment with. So let's just open it up and take a look at these. Look, I love these boxes that the colors come in. This is gorgeous. Look how pretty these are. Already seeing a few colors in here that are just grabbing my eye. I love the variety. Look at this pretty teal. All right, so what I thought I would do first is swatch these out and see what do we have, and then we'll make some art with it. So I'll be right back. So what I thought I would do is go ahead and swatch these out in my painter's color diary, which is a watercolor pad with removable sheets, and it allows you to do some color mixing and testing and color swatches and write in it. It's not kind of all official, and it basically looks like a watercolor paper that is, you know, got lines and boxes drawn on it, so you can certainly do this yourself. But I thought, oh, how nice to have these in a little book, and I can maybe hop on the color swatch wagon a little more than I have in the past, because it's really very helpful. And I thought I went ahead and wrote down what this was, and I'm just going to squeeze a tiny bit of each color out on my palette and work that right out on my swatch, and we'll just see how these are. And so I'm just going to start at the top row and see what we've got and how they look and how transparent they are. I like that there's a black line in there that I can kind of work through. So I'm going to go ahead and fill out my whole color swatch. So I'm going to speed this up and we'll just see what we get. All right, now we have swatched out all 36 colors. And I'm going to let this dry, but I can already see there's some colors in here that I think are amazing. I love this earth yellow. These are just the ones that are kind of speaking to me. I love this transparent orange, this burnt sienna, this translucent turquoise. Look how beautiful that color is. Indigo. I love indigo anyway. This Berlin blue. Ooh, this olive green. So yes, I'm already kind of feeling out my way to maybe some abstract piece using maybe the warms or the cools. So I don't know. Let me let this dry and I'll be right back. I'm gonna tape some paper down to a surface and we'll paint some little abstracts. All right, what I thought I would do, this is the Paul Rubens 140-pound cold pressed paper. It's just slightly less than 8.5 by 11. So this is really nice thick paper. When I got this out, I was like, wow. So I'm actually really impressed with the paper. I'm glad they gifted me a thing of paper along with their watercolor gift. I'm actually digging this, and I thought, let's put this paper through its paces and let's put these colors through their paces and let's tape it down. So I've taped one of these down. I've cut a sheet in half because I want to do just a little abstract set, and then I've cut this one into tall skinny pieces, and I do have some leftover little pieces from cutting, so I can still use these for another little project. And I'm using painter's tape because that's the two most common types of tape that I use when I'm doing watercolors. And I just want to see when I'm done, or is this tape going to tear the paper or is it going to release? It's going to be very interesting to see. And so I've got my swatch thing behind us, and I'm almost feeling like maybe I want to do an abstract set and a landscape. And just because that's some of my favorite ways to create is these two little projects. And so I thought I would maybe do the abstract one in some warm colors and maybe do this in some cool colors. So I don't know, let's just see. So I've got my little, these are little hardboard artist panels. Somebody's asked me, what do I tape stuff to? And these come in lots of different colors. This is an ampersand. This is just an off brand that I got off of Amazon. I like to tape stuff to it because when I'm working on my table, then I can move it out of the way and it can be drying or doing whatever it is that it needs to do while I want to do other stuff on my table. So for the landscape set, I've pulled out indigo, Berlin blue, translucent turquoise, and olive green, because that's what I'm kind of feeling. And I might pull something else as we're going, but that's, I think, where I'm going to sit with this. And I'm going to put these on with my Winsor & Newton No. 4 calligraphy brush because I like how unpredictable it is, and I like to kind of scrub it back and forth to make kind of an atmospheric landscape as if I'm in the mountains and you're looking out over the sunrise and you're seeing the different layers of mountains. That's kind of in my mind what I'm thinking. So I'm going to get a little bit of the indigo going, and I like to just kind of just start that atmospheric kind of feel. I also like there to be some dark bits of the color going, and I'm not worrying about exactly where everything is sitting in relation to the other colors. I'm just kind of going with what feels good. Whoa, look how pretty that color is. Whoa. Oh, yeah. Okay, so I just layer these one on the other. We could let these dry in between if we wanted to kind of make sure they didn't, I don't know, mesh and combine, but kind of like seeing the interesting effects that I get as some of the colors mix in with the other colors. So I'm going right in with this. Let's add some more water there to our brush. And I like working with wet watercolors and the tube. So I'm like super excited to have a whole set of yummy colors like this. If you like working with the watercolors in the pans, there's plenty of that to make a pan for yourself and have those kind of, whoa, look at that green in there. Oh my goodness, yummy. There's plenty of paint in there to make a pan for yourself if you like working with the pans. Oh, this one right here is speaking to me. Let's see, I got the transparent turquoise to just kind of, oh, that's kind of bright. Let's go ahead, now that we've committed that color, let's go ahead and blend it in there. But I did just have a moment of, uh-oh. Ooh, so you know what we can do? I could come back with, say, one of the other colors and blend that right down so it's not like the only thing my eye sees. And then with these, you know, I like adding other layers in here, so I might let this dry a bit and make on top. But while we're doing that, let's do a fun little abstract set with this other one and see what we can get. Oh, you know what else I like to do? Let's pull this one back. So while these are kind of damp, not wet, but not dry, I do like to kind of come back and lay some water just to see what texture we can get and how we can get that watercolor to bloom out. So let's add some of that in there and just see like what interesting effects can that little bit do. And you know what else we could do? Let's really just throw everything in the kitchen sink at it. We could add a little bit of salt and just see, like, are there any areas where we can get a little salt texture? I might have let some of this dry too much, but let's just see what a little bit of salt will do there. I don't have a whole lot on there, but a little bit might be fun. And that's just some big sea salt that I have up here on my shelf. Okay, so let's let that dry and we'll come back to it. And I'm thinking yummy abstract here on this one. So I'm gonna grab my other little plate. If you're wondering what these little plates are, they are antique dishes that I got at the antique market. And I think they're probably like cheese or carrot dishes or, you know, some kind of hors d'oeuvre tray, but it looks like a paint palette. And I'm like, oh, I gotta have that. Who doesn't like an old dish that looks like a paint palette? I mean, perfect. All right, I'm feeling like oranges and reds. So I really liked this earth yellow. I don't know, do I want to do it like a little more dark neutral or a little bright, like orange red? I think I'm feeling orange red. Let's do transparent orange, cadmium red light. So those are nice and yummy bright. Maybe chromium orange hue. I kind of like that. Those three right there. I do kind of like that. Ooh, what if we come down here to the quinacridone magenta or the quinacridone violet? Okay, so let's pull those out. I'm feeling the quinacridone violet. Magenta, that's maroon, sorry. Okay, let's do a red orange palette. All right, we got my colors out. I'm just gonna put a little bit down and we're gonna do yummy abstract. And I like doing more than one at a time, which is why I have two pieces of paper here, because then one always looks amazing and one is like, oh, I overdid it. And so if you have two going at the same time, then you always have one that you love. If I'm only doing one and I didn't do it right, I'm disappointed. And let me tell you, best days at my art table is when I started doing things in multiples and I just started painting a little more freely, like this is how I'm going to create rather than trying to be super exact, because now I enjoy my painting so much more. All right, so just kind of laying some color down and seeing what we get, not really trying to do anything specific at the moment. You know what makes these so pretty is the layers. So that's why I like doing stuff on top. Like this is just the first layer, and then we'll go on top of this with, you know, other materials that maybe you love to use. I like mixing the medias. But I'm already loving these colors. Check this out. Oh, look at that. I like these too. All right. Feel like it's already starting out to be a good paint day. Okay, so that was real similar in color. Did I just use that or did I not use that? Maybe it's not as bright as I was thinking, like it wasn't a big enough difference, or maybe I just was talking and used it. Let's move on to this. Wow, look at that color. And then we might come in here, maybe dip some color in. Oh yeah. It's very interesting to see, are these going to bleed into each other? Are we going to have pretty variations? If I get that to bleed that right there. Like I'm really loving whatever this did right here. That's pretty. Maybe I can come and drop some color in over here. All right, let's see. Let's just drop some other color. Let's just go ahead and see what else we can do here. I love watercolor kind of doing its thing where it just blends and flows and moves in ways that you're like, whoa. Yes, I like that. Did I use this color? Is that what blended? Oh. All right. Let's do a little bit of color tapping in here. Just get that color. Look at that. All right, so we can definitely do some fun stuff with this. So at this point, I kind of feel like I need to let this dry. I could decide, is there any mark making that I want to do with the watercolor anywhere in here? Do I want to let it dry? Do I want to, in the dry areas, come back and maybe do some little marks? Ooh, yeah, that's exactly, look at that. Like that, I like that. Oh, super fun. Let's do that. Oh, see, ooh, now see, ooh, look at that. It just kind of ran right in there. That was pretty. Let's do some more of that. I kind of like making it run. That was really pretty. Oh my gosh. There's nothing more fun than watching paint run and do magical things. Let me freaking tell you. Amazing. Okay, that was really pretty. This right here. Whoa, whoa, gorgeous right there. Like if I were to do like something cut out or maybe a little heart art, that part right there. So lovely. Oh, let's just do some of that up here and see what it looks like. Just some mark making. Oh yeah, look how pretty that is. Now that I saw how pretty that did, maybe we could dip a little bit into some of these others and just see. Look at that. How they kind of bloom out and what they do when we're done. Oh my gosh, let's go back with this color, because that is doing some fun stuff. Maybe this color. Oh my goodness. Oh yeah, I like it when the water's still wet. Oh my goodness. Super pretty stuff. All right, anywhere over here I can make it do something crazy. Pretty, pretty, pretty. All right, we could put some salt in this one if we want to add some texture. I've definitely got plenty of water left. especially like right in here. So I think I'm going to do that. I think I'm going to do some salt right through here, just as an extra little yumminess. Maybe some salt right over here. Just be kind of strategic where we're putting a little extra texture. Fun stuff. All right, we're gonna have to let this one dry and we'll see if our landscape is ready to finish. Pretty sure this is dry, so I'm just gonna take an old card. You can use an old gift card, old credit card, and this one's got a tiny bit that's still wet. That's okay. I do like the texture that I got in there with this. And then I just saved the salt. I put it back into my salt container because I'm not worried about color bleed through. I like some of the serendipitous nature that I get in color like this. So I could take my heat gun and make sure we dry that a little bit more. But I think I'm ready to do a little bit of mark making and just see, you know, what we get with some marks on top. And then we'll see, we'll peel the tape and see what we got. So I really love this, it's beautiful. And I could do some mark making with some graphite, which I always love a little bit of yummy graphite. And I just am kind of gonna go along with my piece. Just adding a little bit of markage in there that's not like super dramatic, but as you get closer, it's like another layer we can see in there. And I think I'm feeling some gold on top of this, so I might get some gold paste out and see what this looks like with a little extra gold on top as some of my favorite mark making things. Here we go. Got a little punchinella, which I think looks particularly beautiful with some of these. And we'll just see, like, what can we get? Punchinella is the leftover ribbon that they create sequins out of. And you can search Punchinella and usually get it on Etsy, and you can get a roll. Ooh, yes, 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 yes. You can get a roll of it on Amazon. This is just like a little part of the roll. Look at that. Oh my gosh. And then you can see a little bit of shine in there. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Totally what it needed. A little yummy bit of shininess. Oh yeah. So your favorite acrylic gold paint. This is my Kuretake gold mica paste. But any yummy little bit of shimmeriness. That's all we need. Just a little bit in there, kind of speaking our language. Oh, such pretty subtleness. Okay, so then, like, what else do we want to add? Do we want to add some dots, like Posca pen dots? You know, I like Posca pen dots. Or we can do like lines, or we could do just so much fun stuff. And it's kind of fun working on top of this watercolor because it's very interesting in the way that, you know, I create. How is this going to work for us going forward? And I'm loving these, like loving these. I can see, like, right here, look at this. Look at this color combination right here. That is some yummy, yummy stuff. Like, seriously. And then up here, look how this kind of combined and stopped and bloomed where I dropped that water. And this bit right here, oh yeah, super yummy. Oh my goodness, like, we got some good stuff going on here. And I'm definitely feeling like we have some color palette challenges in our future with this, because I like the range of colors that we have to play with. And, you know, we could certainly do color mixing if that's your goal. That's not my goal. I just want to, when I'm doing these for little projects, I just want to hop right on that and just play with some colors. And this was a nice 36 set, so that's a nice range of colors. I'm pretty excited about that. Because if you go buy 36 colors of some of your favorite brands, dude, that gets so expensive. This is like super reasonable. I love that. Oh, look at that. Oh, I love that. I love that right there. Oh my goodness. Oh, that feels good. Check it out. Those are pretty. All right, let's on this set do the tape pull test and see how yummy. Oh, look at that. Just comes right off that paper. Didn't even tear the paper. Okay. All right, I'm loving this paper. I like it when my tape does not tear my paper. Check it out. Came off clean. All right, so I'm gonna be getting some more. I need to look and see if they've got larger sizes. I do like working on larger paper too. This was the, oh, let's see, 195 by 270 millimeters. So it's about like 8.5-ish by 10.5-ish. All right, let's just peel this. Look how pretty. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. Oh, look how pretty these are. Look at this. This is so beautiful. It's like looking at the mountains as we go off into the atmosphere. Look at that. So pretty, pretty. I love doing these long, skinny pieces. Okay, that's a win. Let's pull this other one back over. Okay, these are dry. I don't normally use heat gun with watercolor. I like to set them to the side and dry naturally. But I did want to go ahead and finish these projects for us. You got to be careful with the heat gun on tape. Heat gun will release that tape off your paper. So you want to be careful when you're using a heat gun on your piece that you don't have anything wet at the edge that would slip under that. All right, so just using an old card to get the salt off. And then I'm going to keep that salt. And you want to be careful when you're doing that, because if you've got wet salt left, you don't want to drag that down your piece and get it where you didn't intend. This paper's super nice though. I'm actually really loving it. Okay, and then just like with the other one, I keep that. And if you want to keep your used salt in a second jar, like if it's big enough to save like these are, then you could have like a dirty salt jar and a clean salt jar. I don't really care, so I'm just putting it all back in the same jar. But then your salt will last forever. Okay, check out some of the texture that the salt did that's completely different than the texture that the water does when I laid water back in it. How cool is that? Super cool. Okay, so I'm actually feeling like maybe we could get out one of our other kind of stencils and do some type of mark or something. And I like this kind of organic-y one. Okay, so I'm going to use some of this that we already got out and just see what we get. And you just need to look around online to see what some of your favorite stencils are. If I can find these, I'll link them for you. That's pretty. Just like a little subtleness going on there. And you can do all these lines without stencils. I just happen to like stencils lately. That's my own little personal current obsession when I make art. And my, ooh, that one's good, good stuff. Oh, yeah. Okay, loving that. We could also come back in with a brush. You know, if you wanted to do all these marks with brushes, you could do it with a brush. There's nothing saying you had to have anything like what I'm doing. Because this is super pretty. Look at that. Oh, yeah. I'm liking that. Because this stuff's made originally for calligraphy, like thinning down and doing calligraphy painting. So you could definitely do that with a brush. Oh, super fun. I kind of want some kind of color on top of this, maybe as a finishing element. So maybe I will get an acrylic paint just as, you know, because I like mixing my media. And if I'm going to use these, I want them to be in the way that I'm going to normally use them so that we can see, like, what are these actually going to do with the way that, you know, we create. But man, these are super fun. Like, I love the colors. Let's see here. Oh, that's exactly what I wanted. All right, yes, yes, yes. Look at that. Look at that. Okay, I feel like I need that over here. Let's get it right here. Oh, yeah. All right, we're loving this. Oh, that's speaking my language. Such a beautiful back part to that. Man, these turned out even better than I had hoped. Oh, loving that. Loving that. So we could take and do some writing on here. I've got some little metallic brush pens. Let's just use those. Let's see what those do. Oh, got some gold. And I'm just kind of thinking maybe some type of, oh, you know what? I got this pretty kind of red in this little brush set. So let's just see what this looks like. As maybe some little implied writing here with our piece. That's just, we don't know what it says. It kind of implies, like you're looking at that thinking, what does that say? And maybe in your mind you're thinking, ooh, this is what it means to me. This is what I think it says. A little extra yummy scribble. Whoa, I like that. Nice. Nice. Oh my goodness, this stuff is fantastic. Okay, we could keep on going or we could stop there. I'm kind of feeling like this one is super yummy. I love this bit coming through here. Let's peel the tape and think about it. If you get to the point where you're like, I don't know what else it needs, but I don't think it's done, set them to the side and look at them for a while. If you get to the point where you're like, oh, I love this, stop right there before you add anything else to it and think about it for a day, because you don't know how often it is that maybe that's one or two extra things and you're like, oh, took that too far. Look at this, totally letting my art tape separate off without tearing the paper also. Glad we tried the two different kinds of tape, because that's the ones that I keep on hand. That's just the white artist tape. You can get that off of like Blick or Amazon. Look at these. Oh, just coming right off that paper beautifully. I mean, that right there sells me on the paper. I'm gonna look at the other things, see if there's other sizes available, because I like it. I like it. Okay, here we go. Oh, look at these. Oh my goodness. So glad I did this colorway. Look how pretty that is with that little bit of shine in there. How pretty that is. Look at that. Oh my goodness. Okay, so those are super pretty. And don't forget we did these yummy little landscapes. Oh, glad that we did two different colorways so that I could see exactly how these might perform in the way that I paint and use these with my abstracts. Super fun. So I hope you enjoyed this little paint demo slash review of the Paul Rubens 36 Artist Watercolors and the Paul Rubens cold pressed 100% cotton watercolor paper. So I had a whole lot of fun playing with these. Thank you very much, Paul Rubens, for sending these to us to play in, and I'll see you the next time I have some fun goodies to share.